Hello everyone, I just want to do a quick initial review on my Futaba 4PX. Didn't do an unboxing video. I was a little bit too excited when I got it and I unboxed it right away just to see what it looked like. And actually, as you can see, I've already installed the drop down wheel, and there's actually not too much that comes in the box, and there's quite a few unboxing videos on YouTube right now. So anyway, what does come in the box comes with the receiver, the telemetry receiver with the antenna. That will be going into my nitro buggy for this year. This receiver I bought separate. I bought the R204GF-E, which means electric vehicles. Those will be going into my 10 scale vehicles. And it also comes with, these are some of the screws that are left over from the drop down. Comes with I believe it's a 32-degree wheel spacer that will limit the wheel to 32 degrees of travel, which tightens it up a little bit, which I think I'm not going to use. It might make it a little bit twitchy. Also comes with a extra brake trigger that I believe it feels the same. I had this one on and it feels the same, it just stops sooner at the stop. And it's actually a little bit shorter here, which I don't care for. So I'll just keep the original one on. And they also give you this tool. It's a screwdriver, which I'm not 100% sure why they include it. All of the screws I've encountered so far are either Allen head or Phillips head screws. So this thing is absolutely useless in my opinion, unless it is for, which I'm thinking, is to tighten up the tension on the steering wheel. Now, I went ahead and installed the drop down, and one thing I have to say, when you do purchase this radio and you do install the drop down, is get the correct screwdriver for these screws. These screws are really soft, and they will strip out easy if you do not have the correct fitting Phillips screwdriver that you have in there. Now, I haven't had a chance to run this radio yet. I've actually got a race coming up this Sunday. Will be the first time using this radio, and all I can say is, man, this is a nice radio. It fits nice in my hand. The steering wheel, the rubber on it feels fantastic. And just the feel of the steering wheel itself, the size of it is great. The radio I was running before was my Spectrum DX3R Pro. Now this radio does feel nice. The reason I stopped using this radio is the scroll button. I cannot select anything anymore. It's actually stuck on one model. It's a little bit frustrating. But, you know, I bought this radio used 3 years ago and I've been using it since, so really I can't complain too much about it. It's been a really good radio. I may have to send it in for repair. I actually obviously can't sell it like this, but maybe someone will want it. We'll have to see. Yeah, now I'm pretty excited to run this radio. Can't wait till this Sunday, to be honest with you. One thing I did notice though is just after installing 2 receivers in 2 of the vehicles that I'll be running this weekend, one thing I did notice is the servos are much faster. The steering servos are much faster, and the throttle is way more responsive. I didn't think that on the bench I would notice that, but maybe it was maybe it's just a difference with different receivers. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know why the servos would be faster with a different radio. Can't explain that. It's going to be, I can see this Sunday is going to be a little bit of a learning curve. One thing as well is the manual is really detailed. This manual is huge. I mean, you know, it's over 150 pages and it's all in English. Now, one thing, so I'll give you the reasons why I actually bought this radio. There's really three. When I was doing a whole bunch of research, I was looking at a whole bunch of different radios. I was looking at the 4PL, the 4PLS. I was looking at the Airtronics MT4 and the Airtronics M12. And I came down to this one, and there's a few reasons why. One of the reasons was the price of the receivers. Since I was switching systems, I would have to buy all new receivers for all my vehicles. I have 7 vehicles. With the Airtronics receivers, I think even the cheapest ones, Canadian price, were anywhere from $100 to $120. With the 4PX, these receivers here are under $40. And even the good ones with telemetry, the one with antenna, I think is around $59. And the E version is a little bit cheaper, from what I understand. So that's a big factor. Another factor is, and this always seems to happen to me, is when I do buy something new, a few months later something brand new will come out and it will be a model old. So the M12, from what I understand, has been around, I think, a couple of years now. And I know as soon as I would buy that M12, they would have another release, like an M12X or something like that. So this has only been out a few months, so I know it's not going to be replaced by Futaba for at least, hopefully a year or two. So I'm going to have the best support possible with an up-to-date radio. And then the last reason is quite obvious. This thing looks amazing, and it feels amazing. The M12, when I held it in the store, it felt a little bit clunky. It's a little bit top-heavy. This feels more like my Spectrum. It's not all that heavy. I don't even have a life pack in it yet. And it just feels really nice in the hand. One thing I wish that did come in the box, which comes with every other radio, like a Spectrum or the Airtronics, is the other option grip. They give you the large grip, and they don't give you the small one. You have to buy it. Now this does feel nice in my hand, although I cannot reach. There's one button. I'm not sure if you can see it under that silver button. I can't reach that with my thumb. Well, I can if I really try, but I think with the smaller grip on that I'd be able to reach that button. Not that I'll probably ever use it, but it would be nice for them to include it in the box, and would be nice, So now that I want to know how the small grip feels, I have to go out and spend a few extra dollars just to try it. And then, last but not least, is the color LCD screen. I mean, this thing looks fantastic. And with the LED lights, this thing is great. One nice thing about Futaba, which I don't see on any other radios, is they have, you can turn on just the display and make changes to the radio, or you can turn it on with the power button, which emits the radio frequency. So if all you have to do is just make a couple changes to your radio, you just turn on the display, and then you can cycle through the menu just as you would. Another thing that I really love about this radio, and I never used to play with, oops, sorry, this is out of focus. Never used to play with throttle curve too much. I'll see if I can get this thing to focus here. Sorry, I'm using my phone, and I don't think it's going to want to work here. Back up a little bit here. There we go. You can see the curve. Now when you pull the trigger, you see the line going across. Oh, now the display lit up a little bit. Just got to wait a few seconds and it will auto darken. The light must be, my phone must be a little bit too sensitive here. There we go. And that is really nice to see actually what throttle position you are and what percent of the power. That's a really nice touch. There's also a feature on here. I'll have to go back here. Speed. And if you go to throttle speed, you can actually see with the exponential in there, you can actually dial your speed down to help you accelerate in really loose or loomy conditions. I will be playing with a lot of the features on this radio. I have this radio, so why not? I never did try too much on the Spectrum. For one reason, the button has been kind of giving me grief for the last year, and the least amount I could use it, the better, I guess. And then it finally just gave up on me about a month ago. So sorry about that. I had a phone call, but anyway, to wrap things up, all in all, it's a great radio. I can't wait to try it this Sunday. It might be a little bit of a learning curve. Obviously, everything feels a little bit more responsive. I'm not going to say it's a response time thing. I don't know. It's just hard to explain. The servos work much faster, and the throttle on, like, I'm going to be running my B5 and I'm going to be running my Durango four-wheeler this weekend, and the top speed of the vehicle even is greater than it was with my Spectrum, and the throttle response is, I don't know how to say it, it's more twitchy. With my Spectrum, it seemed like the throttle was softer, so were the brakes. I was just bench testing the car and playing around with it in the house, and it is definitely, hate to use the word responsive, but it's definitely better. So it will take some getting used to, but I will definitely have fun trying. Anyway, if anyone has any questions, you can post them up down below. I'll be happy to answer them. Like I said, I'm not completely an expert, but I mean, I'm going to go out and try it this Sunday and see how it goes. And maybe in a couple weeks or a couple months, I will put up another review and explain how I like or dislike the radio. Thanks for watching.